Meghan Markle has announced she'll be launching a new podcast with a company called Lemonada Media, who say they're making life suck less, one podcast at a time. That's a lemon gag, isn't it?
That is a lemon gag. The Duchess of Sussex will also be moving her Archetypes podcast, which was originally produced through a reportedly $20 million deal with Spotify, to Lemonada's platform after Spotify pulled the plug on the partnership with her. Well, joining us from Los Angeles is royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, great to see you. What's the reaction been? What's your reaction to this Lemonada deal?
I mean, one thing that I haven't said yet is that it is striking that Meghan didn't move over to something like Audible or iHeart, which I think would compare to a Spotify. Meghan moved over to Lemonada Media. It is a startup launched in 2019. And they only have, last time I checked, 50 shows under their umbrella. So it's going to be a much smaller, I mean, it's obviously a lot less competition. You're not up against Joe Rogan. But I feel like it might be a little bit of a fall from grace. I've made the argument that I think that she's going to get a lot of hands-on attention, and they're probably going to cater to her. And I think she's going to have a lot more control in this arena. However, it does feel like it's not as much of a punch to not be with somebody like Spotify or somebody like Netflix. Those are such strong names in the industry. And a lot of us are looking at each other going, what's Lemonada? Like hearing it for the first time.
It's good for Lemonada, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Now,
but I suspect it's not a $20 million deal.
Exactly. I was trying to hint at that without being too critical. But they do have another great podcast. Sarah Silverman is on this platform, who's a very funny comedian that once suggested that Prince Harry take Meghan Markle's last name. But also Wiser Than Me with Julia Louis-Dreyfus has had a lot of success. And so those are two celebrity hosts that Lemonada has managed to get, as well as Meghan Markle. And, you know, I think that they clearly have their stuff together to be able to grab names like Sarah Silverman and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So hopefully this is a success for Meghan. But there were a long list of things that went wrong at Spotify.
And Kinsey, I thought the press release from Lemonada was quite funny, saying this was the CEO, who's called Ms. Kramer, said Meghan's talent as host, creator and conversationalist is unparalleled, and we are thrilled to co-create a new series with her that fosters her approach to creating art that matters. Now, I think we can all probably say it's not unparalleled, but her Archetypes podcast was pretty successful in quite a few countries.
To be fair.
Well, okay, Daisy, I have a question about this, though. If Archetypes was as successful as they claim, why is Spotify, that paid Harry and Meghan a significant amount of money to produce 13 episodes in total, including the Christmas special, willing to hand that over to Lemonada to do whatever they want with it? I mean, is that not a legitimate question?
But, Kinsey, don't you think the answer to that is probably because they said, Meghan, who are you going to get for your next series? And she'd kind of plundered all her real A-list names for the first series. Maybe had run out of A-list, was going down to B-list.
Who knows? Who knows?
Honestly, they wanted Harry too. They wanted Prince Harry involved, and Prince
But sadly,
Harry.
they didn't get it. I'm really, really sorry. We're going to have to cut you off, Kinsey, because we're coming to the top of the hour.